going on, UFM? Raiyuden here. Before we begin with today's video, I want to talk about a little event that's going on in Dokkan right now. There's a special Cell Bingo event that's going on. There's a couple challenges associated to it. We got to help out our brothers and sisters in Dokkan, so be sure to like and retweet that tweet. That's going to be in the description box below. We want to make sure everyone gets those Stony Boys. It's an international thing. Both JP and Global have to collaborate together to get this done, but there are 30 stones on the line, and everyone wants to get them Stony Boys for the LR Android, so be sure to do that. And now, let's jump into the Legend stuff. I wanted to talk about a unit that sort of fell off just as quickly as he showed up. He's a unit that no one ever uses anymore. He had a couple days of spotlight, and then everyone just kind of let him go. And that's this Super Boo over here. Now, I feel like the reason why he died off is just because at the time there were, I think it was a shift in the way that the characters are being designed, and that they're focusing more on these units that have impressive self buffs. It was really starting to ramp up and shift around the time that he came out, and I guess it may have been because that area, that time in the show wasn't as hyped up. The banner wasn't that impressive. Both Go tanks, the Super Saiyan 3 Go tanks came out at the same time as the Boo, and I guess there wasn't a lot of hype revolving around it. People didn't find the characters all that interesting. They kind of only liked the Go tanks because he had a feint, essentially a guaranteed feint because his ultimate was glitched at the time, but I still think he's a very good unit. I feel like where he really shines is the overwhelming amount of debuffs that he applies to the opponent's team. So if we look at his unique ability here, just starting out with his first one here, he does his Vanish Gauge restores by 40%, does more damage for 20 timer counts, and greater key recovery every time your opponent swaps out a unit. So that tends to be typical. People like to swap out to a different unit that has type advantage over you when you're doing a combo. So just off the bat, you'll quickly gain 30% damage inflicted in that time, and hopefully by then, while you're going through your combo, it'll completely restore your Vanish Gauge, so you get to take full advantage of those new buffs. But not only that, it's this ability here that makes him very, very good in my opinion. So as the match continues to go on, after 45 timer counts, all your opponent's entire team will take 30% more damage. They'll have additional strike and blast costs, and their health restoration will go down. There's a lot of meta teams nowadays that have a healing unit, so that's going to be incredibly useful. Additional strike and blast costs, which is really good because there are teams that have reduced strike and blast costs, especially the female warriors right now that are dominant. And the plus 30% damage received is pretty damn strong. So I decided I wanted to make a team that worked not only with all of his passives here, but really took full advantage of them. So I made a purple red team using this Captain Ginyu. Now he's going to be important for this because, as you may know, every time this guy swaps in, your opponent takes 30% damage received for 20 timer counts. That's pretty damn good. So after 45 timer counts, you swap in with the Captain Ginyu, wow, his whole team, the entire enemy team will take like 60% additional damage inflicted, which can easily make up for the fact that Super Boo doesn't have an overwhelming amount of buffs. Regardless of type advantage or not, I think that's going to be significant. And I guess the cherry on top of this whole thing is I'm going to put the Vegeta, because not only does he buff purple and red units, but he's also a last stand unit. So, by the time Vegeta is the last unit left, you're going to have Boo's probably going to be killed. It's going to be way beyond 45 timer count. So we can have the Boo die. We can have Captain Ginyu be the last one to get killed so that they all get inflicted by that additional damage received. And then Vegeta is the last stand unit who can just go to town. He can easily clean up. Look at this. I think he's a bit of an overlooked unit. I think all of them are a bit of overlooked units here. Maybe not the Captain Ginyu because he's new, but these two here, this is insane. Heal, do additional damage, and he takes less damage for 10 timer counts. So even if your opponent saved the Rising Rush, odds are you can probably tank it with that. That's crazy. I think it'll be fantastic. And a nice little thing is Vegeta also supports Saiyan units. He does, plus 20% damage inflicted, which is quite nice. So Captain Ginyu is a Saiyan, just in case you guys forgot. But anyways, enough about that. Let's jump into some PvP. Alright, here we go. Let's jump into match number 1. Now, between these units, I'm probably going to start out with the Captain Ginyu, just because I want to take advantage of the additional damage received right off the bat. Even if they're going to have type advantage, which they probably will, most people are going to bring in a ton of yellow units once they see this team. Even with type advantage, I still want to take full advantage of the additional damage received. It'll be incredibly useful. I think even though they would have type advantage, I think it would still do some really decent damage, so we'll see what happens. I just gotta pay close attention to 45 timer counts happening first. That's when I know I can take full advantage of all of Boo's passives. So let's see what units we go against. I'm looking forward to seeing what this team's capable of doing, especially with Vegeta being the last stand unit, because he was used for a short while when he came out. He was an absolute beast. He's a very good last stand unit. The 10 timer counts of taking 50% less damage is insane. You can do a lot of work with the last stand unit and 10 timer counts. It is pretty crazy. Here we go, going up against KC. Rather interesting team here. Thankfully for us, he only has one yellow unit. Actually, maybe that's not fortunate for us. That's rather problematic. He has Super Vegeta. We know he's coming. Full Power Frieza is coming as well. He's probably going to bring the blue Goku. That's going to be the cherry on top. No green's going to show up. There's no reason to bring a red. Super Vegeta, God Goku, Frieza. That's what I think is going to happen. So let's see who he starts out with. It's definitely not going to be the full power Frieza, but I still want to take advantage of Captain Ginyu's debuff. So he's probably going to start out with the blue Goku. It's the only safe choice. I mean, he could easily swap out to full power Frieza, get the defensive capabilities, or swap into Super Vegeta to try and get priority back. So we'll see. We will see what KC does. It's a team of rather strong units, and there's not much synergy really, but because the units are so good that you can still make it work. That's how ridiculous it is. So here we go. Oh, it's a full power Frieza. Interesting. Well, there's a good blue Goku. There we go. That's okay, I'm just gonna back up. Now I know that Goku is completely immune to this dude's green card. I only tapped it once, so that's not good. This is okay. We're tanking pretty good just because he has rather poor synergy. Rather strange, but that's no problem. Ooh, I probably wouldn't have done that. I'm gonna pop this, and then because I have another one, he's not gonna assume I'm gonna use another green card for this. Aha, there we go. So if we get rid of Super Vegito, it's gonna be nice for our Boo, because we don't have to deal with the guy that has a passive against it. There we go. There we go, that's one colossal beast out of the way. Now we just gotta deal with Goku. That's fine. Gotcha. That's fine as well. Passives are being applied now. There we go. So he's taking additional damage by both guys. See what I mean? Look at this insane damage. Taking 6% additional damage, 50% less health restoration. The combination of the two is insane. Ooh. Let's see if we can finish this out with Boo as well. Enjoy. Is that enough? Nah, it's not. Oh, he went in. That's fine. Even if we lose Vegeta, we'll be okay. Vegeta could probably tank that, truth be told. Yeah, see? Crazy. And there we go. You saw there, the 60% additional damage received is insane, especially with the type advantage as well. Just shredded that full power Frieza. I know he doesn't have the best synergy, but it was still there. You still saw it. Absolutely crazy. Now, I hope we fight a meta team just to see what will happen next. So let's jump into the next match. Alright, here we go. Let's jump into match number 2. Hopefully we face against a meta team so we can properly showcase what this team can do against some team with proper synergy. I'm hoping yellow, yellow, blue, just because that would be the best testament to this. We're purple, purple, red, yellow, yellow, blue, literally a direct counter. I want to see what 60% additional damage can do. Here we go, going up against... Well, we do have 3 yellows there. We could see that. That'd be interesting. Honestly, if I was this dude, I would probably bring the Goku. the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and probably the full power Frieza. That's what I would bring, but we'll see what he brings. We're gonna do the same old this. This is good for us because he has no blue units, so Captain Ginyu's fine. And he does have some strong yellow units there, but I mean, you saw Captain Ginyu shred full power Frieza. We're gonna do the same thing here. All I have to do is play smart for 45 timer counts. Just gotta be careful with that. Alright, here we go, Lone Wolf. Let's have a good match. Here we go. Who does he start out with? Golden Frieza. That's surprising. There he is. Now I'm expecting that yellow Goku. The red Goku. Interesting. Enjoy. Key recovery down, even though that red Goku is very capable. Let's see. Did I catch him in the side step? I think I did. Ooh, just in time. Look at this damage, dude. I know the team's not meta, so that could be problematic. Ah, I thought I went in for a tap, but that's okay. Even though he has a very strange team, he still does crazy damage, this dude. Go in for a tap. What? I went in for a tap. I used a tap attack, that's odd. Very strange to be finding laggy magic so early in the season. There we go. Very odd. Let's do some crazy damage here. Oh, he brought in the Goku. Bye-bye. There we go, let's back up, because he's going to bring him. Look at all the debuffs applied to him. Absolutely insane. We're going to go with you, to be honest. It's okay if you get hit. Because he just got into the battlefield, the debuffs are still being applied. I have that much faith in these purple units in terms of taking care of them. We'll be more than okay. And Golden Frieza, against a bunch of purples, he's doomed. So Rising Rush is out of the way. He's gonna swap out, so that's completely Actually, no, it's probably not the most understandable thing in the world. Gonna pop his main ability. See what our friend is doing here. And that's probably death, to be honest. Gonna go to strike card. Vegeta's buffed up with his main ability. There we go. See, he guessed that it was going to be the blue card, but I saved the blue card for this Rising Rush. And there you have it. Crazy damage, these guys. Hopefully the third match is up against the meta team. I really do hope. I want to see what this team can do against some really dominant teams. Let's go find our third match. Alright, let's dive in for our third and final match of the video. Hopefully this time it's the yellow, blue. I don't know. By the way, I asked you guys yesterday if you wanted me to keep in the loading screens, and some of you said get rid of them, but majority of you said keep them in just because I shared my thoughts. So I figure I'm just going to keep them in because the majority ruling here. But if there's a loud enough outcry to say that there's no use, then I have no reason not to get rid of them. Here we go, a meta team. What do you know? Full region. Hey, holy crap! He's using Super Boo. Never thought I would see that. Isn't it funny? I just said no one uses this guy, and now he's being used. So we already know what we're going to see here. Let's be honest here. It's probably going to be Cell, the extreme evil Boo, and he's probably going to bring in the Super Boo because this guy knows he's very good. And I mean, what are his other options? Buuhan, the Fat Boo, which both have a type disadvantage, or the Red Cell, who's old. It's going to be the Super Boo. Let's be realistic here. So my top priority, actually, I'm leaning more towards getting rid of Super Boo because I already know what that guy can do. I don't want to deal with his debuffs. I gotta be careful that in 45 timer counts everyone's gotten taken care of. Him and the Cell, it'll be rather problematic because if Cell gets priority once after 45 timer counts, let's forget the fact that he has type advantage. I'm gonna get shredded, absolutely ripped to pieces. So I gotta be careful here. I gotta gain priority and do what I can right away. I had a feeling you would show up. There we go. So you're already taking additional damage, friend. There we go, drop the combo. Haha. Give me that strike card, please. There we go. And look at that, we got our additional vanish and key restore up. There we go. Thank you very much. Oh, you saved him, eh, you little stinky. Ouch. There we go. Got you in the sidestep. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Bye-bye. Gonna go with the blue card here. I have confidence that we're gonna do more than enough damage, to be honest. Boo got buffed up so many times because he kept swapping out that we're more than capable of taking care of the yellow. See that? All of those buffs from him constantly switching. My Vanish gauge got restored too. Look at that craziness. I don't want to see my buddy disappear just yet. Now he gained buffs too. I'm going to take away those Dragon Balls. I know what you're saving them for, pal. Bye-bye. There we go. There's the blue boy. We're going to do some crazy damage. Now, the best part is I can save this blue card for Super Boo, and Super Boo will do so much damage with it too. Enjoy. Oh crap. You killed the best boy. Now I don't want to let Vegeta die. He's a last stand unit. Ooh, that's not good. We're gonna swap into you now. I said swap into you now. Okay, that was so low. That was so close. I'm glad he got rid of this guy. So we get the damage, the debuff applied, and Vegeta's the last stand. Aww. This is fine. Look at the damage he's taking. This is a full regen team, by the way. Look at that. Gonna let you go ahead and take care of him. Now look at Vegeta. Last stand unit. 50% less damage taken. 70% additional damage dealt. Crazy damage now. Look at that. That tap blast almost killed him. That's okay. Go ahead. 50% less damage taken. Nothing at all. We just walked that off. Brushed off our shoulder and no damage taken. Craziness. Boo is really capable. His idea is that he just stays in, keeps on fighting. It would be worthwhile giving him good Vanish Restore equipment, but he stays in, keeps getting buffed as your opponent panics and swaps out to different units. But if you're forced to swap out, you can still take advantage of a unit that applies a damage, additional damage inflicted to your opponent, debuff to them. It's crazy what you can do if you work around with these passives. But anyways, that's the third and final match of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a great match, J-Nova. And until next time, guys, peace. Oh, and don't forget, help out the Dokkan peeps. Gotta retweet and like that tweet there, as well as on Facebook as well if you want to help the campaign out. We want to help those guys get the stones. There's very little time left, and we gotta make a push for helping them get the stones. They would help us if we needed Chrono Crystals. We gotta help them out when they need their stones. So, peace out, guys. Don't forget to do all that stuff.